Alright, we snuck behind him to get an item, but it's not the only reason that we're here. There's also a switch on this computer. It's flashing in a suspicious manner. You're like, yeah, I want to push it. Better press it. That's what turns off the Persian statues. It's also a nice little callback to the series. Back at the Cinnabar Mansion, for example, there was all these secret switches. And they'd be like, you want to push it? And he'd be like, yeah. And it's like, who wouldn't? It's so tempting to push a secret switch. Anyways, that takes out this part of the equation. Now we don't have to worry about random low-level grunts coming up and bothering us and wasting our time. We just have these ones. Clint Eastwood? Now this is nice of him to tell us up front. We don't really want to have to worry about blowing up, so it's good that he warned us to keep our feet light where they step. I do like this part of the game quite a bit. We've seen Team Rocket doing stuff, meddling a bit. We interacted with them once down in the Slowpoke well, but we haven't really had any full-fledged encounters with them. This is, and we have another one coming up shortly thereafter. There's a gym in between, but all the music's good. The battle music's great. The They Spotted You music's great. This music at this hideout's okay, and then the next place we encounter them I think has even better music. I'm going to give Alakazam some time to shine here because, as usual, we don't want him leading the party. And it seems like we just have some run-of-the-mill grass types here, so there's nothing really to threaten him. Hop it. Yeah, and I'm not too worried about that either. Now, this Team Rocket grunt was warning us about the explosives in the floor. I had this suspicion that they're not going to be explosives because randomized. They're supposed to be like Voltorbs, but you know, that was supposed to be a red Gyarados, and we saw how that went. That said, this is actually a spot that I had seen when I was looking up just everything I needed to do to put this playthrough together. You have seen on a couple of occasions, and not seen on a couple others where I was off camera, that the graphics will glitch out. And to do anything about that, we basically have to reset and load from the game's save file. Save stating doesn't work. Well, these floor tiles are also a spot that have frozen things, so we're going to be saving beforehand. We don't want anything too silly happening. We'll think about it for a minute, and then we should have at least a backup now to where if something does happen, we can just come right back here. That's a terrific start. First step. Yeah, that doesn't look like a Voltorb. Now, I think it was all Voltorbs in the original. Let's just run. I think there's different ones in this game, so it might not even be all quote-unquote Voltorbs. Tentacle doesn't really match up for us that well either, although we're immune to its Sandstream and it is not. But I don't know if we can one-shot it. Probably. It's not that strong, but either way. This is another weird one because Steel Rock, not Steel Rock, sorry, Fire Rock, so Steel will do neutral damage to it, but even so, it's fine. Alright, so we made it. Let's have a quick look around. We can roam about freely because the statues are off. Full heal. Could come in handy at some point. And an Ultra Ball, which will help replenish our stock a bit. And beyond that, everything else loops back to where we turned off the switches. The statues, rather. So now we have a decision. Warp panel or stairs? To me, you never know where the warp panel is going to go, but the stairs go to a set spot. Might as well take a look. And look what we found. Lance, knowing that this last room might have taken us a while to get through with the statues if you don't know how to turn them off, is like, hey, let me help you out. And then he just wanders off. He's outie. So with that in mind, let's jump in that portal real quick. That appears to be the correct path because Lance was there. Where does this go? Back to the beginning. Well, that's handy if we were trying to exit, but as it is, that puts us in danger of having to do the floor spot again. Luckily, we know we can go around now. That would also be a tremendous pain in the ass for someone who had not disabled the statues. And that's why they give you a heal there. Those level 15 Pokemon might not seem like much, and they aren't for the most part. But then again... As up here, there's a radio transmitter. But we need a voice password. We don't have a password or a voice. No, seriously, it's like we barely talk. So we gotta forge ahead. You rotten little pest! Ah, Tauros. You're dead. The biggest problem with this level 15 type Pokemon encounters is just your PP. You're not going to have a ton of reliable moves at this stage of the game. Yeah, some. But now if you start to pick up good moves like, say, Psychic or whatever, or Ice Beam, or some of the stuff that has like 10 PP, then it becomes a problem because if you kill 6 or 7 low-level stuff with those, all of a sudden you're almost out of the move. It's a war of attrition more than it is a serious threat in any way. That critical hit was not necessary, but Man, that evolutionary line loves to give out the experience. If we ever found a wild spot, man, I don't really intend to level Hyper Fang. Yeah. Our Alakazam sure loves biting people. And in case you're wondering, yes, Hyper Fang is better than Cut, but if you're less familiar with this series, Cut's an HM, so I can't forget it. And of course it has its out-of-battle utility. It's the reason we taught it in the first place. Well, duh. Maybe he has the password. He seems to know about it. He doesn't. Even the full-fledged trainers through here are kind of low level. It's a little sad. That has always been a weird constant with this game, however. Because of the scope that it covers, you just have these weird stretches where sometimes things are stronger than they should be, sometimes they're not. Just remember that, ultimately, Jasmine's Pokemon were almost twice this level. Now, she's a gym leader. These are low-level Team Rocket grunts. I'm not saying they should be equal, but twice as much in this order? It's a little weird. Maybe the idea is supposed to be that they don't put up much of a fight. In order to unlock the door, you need the voice of a certain person. Name the person as Petrol. It's in the leader's office. That room also has a password. Lance is doing work. Gotta give him credit for that. This is one of the cool things about HeartGold and Soul Silver as opposed to the originals. Just wondering about getting items. Ember. Well, the good news is it's an attack move, which we haven't actually gotten many of with our random TMs. Ember, however, not great. Let's take a look real quick just to see who can learn it. 40 power. Typhlosion, yeah, that'd be good. And real quick, let's have a look at Heat Wave because it's not it's not the best, but I don't know if we saw if Dialga could learn it or not. No. Typhlosion, of course, already has Flamethrower, and we like Elekid's moves. And not everybody needs Fire, even though it's a good attacking move. Anyways, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So these guys actually have unique identities. Back in those games, the original Gold Silver, this guy's gonna be like, I got my ass kicked. Incredibly tough. I had no choice but to tell him all the secrets. Except that our leader's office is protected with 2 passwords. In the original Gold Silver, there were no distinct Team Rocket members to my knowledge. They were all grunts. And it was just essentially the stragglers of a once proud organization just trying to hold everything together and failing for the most part. They had a couple schemes that were doing some work and whatever, but they never really got fleshed out. In this game, they took the more recent game's approach of giving a couple of admins and some characters that show up a couple times that appear to be in charge. It's a small switch, but it's appreciated. Just seems to add to the stakes a little bit. Oof, legendaries. Nose pass. Oh, Alakazam's already 30. Whoops. I'm breaking my own rules. I'm a loose cannon. Look at his dumb face. A mere tactical error. Also, you look a little bit unique. My promotion is assured. Not if you're dead, Slice. Nah, that's a little too dark for this game. Do I know the password? Perhaps. We'll see. We'll see, ma'am. It would also be a little too hardcore if that floor, the trap with the explosives, actually blew up a 10-year-old. That's, it's a bit much. I gotta get the Olga out of the front. Also, if a Dialga ever learns anything... Oh, hello. Dialga ever learns anything that's a little stronger to go with his one good attack, look out, world. I mean, we don't have a lot of great answers for this. We don't have, like, one we can switch to and resist Ho-Oh and also be strong against Ho-Oh, which is to say, like, a water type. So, we're going to do the best we can. This random, non-committal Team Rocket grunt has a Ho-Oh. And I know we've seen our share of legendaries throughout this playthrough. It's become kind of a walking punchline. However, we haven't really seen the legendaries specific to this region in play like that yet. Slowpoke Tail. Okay. That's one password. Have to keep wandering about. Well, maybe interrogate some more Team Rocket people before we can finally get the other password. They haven't been putting up much of a resistance, though, so I'm not too worried. Somehow Typhlosion is now one of the people who hasn't leveled, and he's been one of our leaders the whole time since we picked him up. What a devious bastard. I hate you more, though, because you don't have the right music. Graveler. Well, we've seen this before. Normally a terrible situation for us. Here, he's going to die in one hit. Hell, Luster Perch might possibly kill him because his special defense is that bad, but Giga Drain with 4 times effective? Yeah, he's dead. I think back at this time, Giga Drain was still only 60 power. It's 75 now. And in a couple rare senses, that was actually good. There's an ability called Technician that raises the power of moves that are 60 base or lower. So it essentially became a 90 power move in the right spots. Now it's 75 flat. It's a step up over the first 2 drains because those are like 20 and 40 power. This guy's getting turned on by hurting Pokemon. That's exciting. max potion and an oval stone. What the hell is an oval stone? That's Pokemon, that's wrong. Oops. Makes certain things evolve, it's shaped like an egg. I don't remember what that's for. Or who, I guess. Let's put out our last 29 straggler in the front. And hope for good matchups. Ah, yes, this guy. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Here's our other password, though. Just one Pokemon, huh? I did always like that cry, although there's nothing else that really stands out about Kricketot. Can't imagine him surviving this. I will say in regards to Flash Cannon that now that we have Dialga on the team, if Venusaur does come up with another interesting move, then Flash Cannon will certainly be the first to go. It's not really good in the first place. Raticate Tail. Slowpoke Tail and Raticate Tail. But if you don't have both passwords, ... Ha ha ha! Now let's head up this staircase. Just so we can see what's going on here. Looking over here, we got electrodes that are powering something, and we kind of saw the hint of that from below. We came down that bottom path. When we head down this long hallway, there's a rocket grunt over here. Well, I don't really want to kill a kid, but I have to because I'm with Team Rocket. Seems fair. Put Venusaur in front and get back-to-back bug encounters. Good news is we're strong enough to where that really shouldn't be an issue. Honestly, even though it would throw off the tension of the dramatics of this play, it's not really a challenge to us. The next time we encounter Team Rocket's a little different, but in this particular case, not really. Not to. Also a poor matchup for us just from types. Okay, well, things certainly ramped up quickly, didn't they? What do we got? I got a unevolved Pokemon and Yanmega, but without speed boost, it's kind of losing its gimmick. And oh, Zapdos! Yeah, I have a Zapdos. That's you know, maybe lead with that next time. All right, everybody's 30. Now I have to stop playing because now all I can do is ruin that synergy across the board by making someone 31. Interesting callbacks. Got wiped out in the last mission by a kid. Long red hair. Wonder when that could have been. So now over here, got man with hat, got bird with hat, we have man with red hair. Oh, that's right, we named him Dumb Butt, I forgot. You must really like Team Rocket so much. Who's the guy in the cape who used Dragon-type Pokemon? He kicked my ass. It's what he said that bothers me. I don't love and trust my Pokemon enough. I'm furious that I lost. I don't have time for the likes of you. Also, I don't know what your purpose is here. Your Pokemon should all be fainted if you got your ass kicked. Sometimes we just don't follow the rules, you know? Now, before we approach this door, there's another staircase over here that Warren's taking a look. Could have some item up here or something. And sure enough. No, get the... Shadow Force. Now that's an interesting one. Who can learn that, if anyone? We saw that used against us to decent effect earlier. It's a powerful move. And Dialga can learn it. Now, Ghost doesn't give us the best coverage. Pretty much just Ghost and Psychic, but it does seem like a move that Dialga should have. We're going to do it. If we happen to get a Ghost type later that we want to use and we regret this decision, well, you know, you can't do everything perfect. There's only 5 PP, but I feel like in limited uses it's going to be cool. Oh, it just looks neat, too. That's kind of the thing going for it. It is cool looking. And now we can finally approach that door. We have both passwords. We're all set.